Joe. Still breathing. This is WW3 Underground World News Live. And we're back for another one. Man, it just never ends. Always something going on. Let's get the mic check out the way. Right at the gate. And Wayne the Pain on it quick. Thank you very much. Much love. Thank you, Lisa, Cheesy, John Boy, MJ, Hoodie, Deanne, Raymond, all the mods. Thank you for everything. Shauna, Hope. I want to thank everyone out there that shares the stream. Much love, Kev Bar. Bones Jones, thank you. Susie Q, Joe, Mayhem, Lone Warrior, Tooge. Good to see everybody. Clark and Pecky, O-Frog, Jeff. I hope all is well with all you guys, wherever you're at tonight. Wish I was closer to some of you guys so we could, just hang. Life's short, But unfortunate that we've got this. Voice always told me long ago, if you build it, they will come, so to speak, just like off of the movie Field of Dreams. And here we have a place to gather. So through all the ups and downs, still appreciative of everything we got. And thank you, IQ, for dropping the memberships. Whoever got them, welcome to the underground. Want to thank anyone that shares the stream. anyone that supports the stream, coffees, PayPal, shares the stream, keeps us in the prayers, all that good stuff. It's all appreciated. Jay from the Ville, much love, brother. Hopkinson. Yeah, lots going on, man. You see it in the title. I never have enough to even fit it in the title, but man. Just want to start the stream off here tonight. It's kind of offset because I haven't even had time to I haven't even had time to soak this one up yet, man. Starting off the stream tonight with the RIP to fellow warrior Bobby Powell, who was just in my DMs here recently. Former Marine, big J6er, journalist from way back, ran the streets with him, many different cities over the years, many different big events. At the inauguration, the first one of Trump's, just a whole lot, man. He, so that you know, the biggest thing around Bobby that you're probably going to find if you go looking into him right now is that he was sitting on some information pertaining to J6 that he had been trying to get out there, and he did. I mean, people knew about it. He was posting it, but he wasn't getting it in front of the higher courts. No one was wanting to hear him or anything like that. He just had information that pertained to the truth about that basically he felt was getting swept under the rug, and we all did. But Bobby fought the good fight, all the time. I know also here in the past couple of years he was hit with flooding as well where he was at. I remember seeing him wading through the water with his belongings on a boat and everything, and he's just like, we've been hit, and just like we all seem to have been hit here recently, but I felt his pain in that one. And again, man, I haven't even had time to process all this, if you will, man. Like, as I'm setting up for the show, I come across this. So it's like, I mean, this is like a close one. Like, you know, when it comes to this truther community, when it comes to everybody out here that we've lost. I just said it here recently about the people out here that we've lost just about recent years in the truth game out here. My buddy Rich, Big Danny, used to be one of our mods. Still is. Watching over us, I'm sure. Bobby now. We had Kart Racer, Carolina May, and just so many others that have passed away. RIP to everyone. They say that he died of a heart attack. His son. I reposted a post from his son on Twitter explaining everything about the funeral and all that stuff. So more information could be found on my X on this. But again, man, shocking. But I mean, none of us are promised tomorrow. You never know when it's going to be the last time you see or hear from someone. Straight up. You never know. And in this wicked game, it's when you're sitting on information, especially what he was sitting on, it's stuff that they didn't want out. And it just, I don't know. When I hear these things, we heard Hulk Hogan died of a heart attack right out the gate, and all that quickly changed, and it was all a lie, and this and that. Not to say that that's what's going to happen here, but people die of crazy stuff. But I would just like to know more. When I get time, maybe I'll try to reach out to his son and get some information and all that good stuff. But again, Most High in heaven, protect his soul. Give him a smooth transition. Much love, Brother Bobby. See you on the other side. Yeah. So, sucks bad, there's so many people dying left and right. I look through my messages on X, just scrolling back, like going some years. And I've seen all these people that are no longer around. Life's short, man. But gonna keep it pushing here. I don't think I said it, but if you guys get anything you want to get to me, dabu7@yahoo.com is the email. You can also at me there in the chat, and it lights it up in red. Gets my attention. And that way, if you're talking to me, I know it's directed at me, and I try to catch it the best I can. I wanted to play this clip here real quick of these new yachts. It's supposed to be worth $1 million, but this one, might as well go ahead and mute that. This one didn't last 5 minutes out in the water. And this thing flips over and sinks $1 million down the drain that quick. Psh, are you kidding me? Like, it's just insane. I've got one here I'm going to play on Peter Schiff and what's going on here with Trump. Start off here with him, set the tone here.
When Donald Trump was talking about how the world has been taking advantage of us, is screwing us over, and pointing to the trade deficits as evidence of this, it's actually the other way around. We take advantage of the world. We screw over the world because they give us their goods that are produced at significant cost to their economy in terms of resources, land, labor, capital that are devoted to producing real stuff that we get to enjoy. And all we do is run off dollars on a printing press, cost us nothing, and we give it to them.
That's the privilege of being the hegemon, is you get global
And that
seniorage.
is the privilege that we are about to lose. And that's what $3,500 gold tells you. The dollar is on the way out as the reserve currency.
All right. It's one thing for me to be telling you this stuff all the time, but you hear it from some of the top dogs out there. Like, yeah, gold's on a tear, silver's on a tear, been covering it, been telling you for a decade, just like Peter. And these are signals that something's happening, and they're going to continue to run. Like he said, the dollar's going out, and the hegemony that the U.S. has, or has had up to this point, is gone. I said on the end of the last stream, China, Russia, India, and all of them just held this big summit basically against the West and announced there's a new multi-world order, multipolar world order here, not singular, not ran by just the United States. And all they really got to do is back their money or their trade contracts with gold. China has been hoarding more than anyone. They don't want dollars. They want gold. Man, this has been the theme for years now. It makes me think of Cannabis, the rapper. I don't know if you guys know, but he snatched my likeness up, my name, and some of my words and threw it in one of his albums, which was pretty cool. And it was because it was all about waking people up. This was years ago, Fait Accompli. And one of the songs starts off, they want gold. You know, the red Chinese, they want gold, not dollars. And that's the truth. A whole song he had laid out on it. And they do. They want gold, not dollars. They're dumping it. They're dumping all of it. All of the debt that is floating around out there that the U.S. has been trying to sell. And it's got away with selling for the longest time. The only reason people are buying is because we were the stone cold world power. But as he just said, like, this is all slipping away. The dollar's going out the door. We know this. And what's crazy is out here on the forefront, out here on the surface, to the crowd in the open, Trump says, yeah, well, we want a weak dollar. A weak dollar helps us to trade better and this and that, and blah, blah, blah. So in that aspect, it helps to push killing the dollar even more. Now, if you missed it, Trump is on video saying that, it's his job to come in here and reset this whole thing. And they have a full-blown plan under the name of the reset, the Mar-a-Lago Accord. It's got its own name and everything. It hasn't happened yet. The World Economic Forum's Great Reset has not even happened yet. Something huge is about to happen, and it's going to be that. It's going to be it. Trump is literally on record saying that he's the one to do it. It's his job to do it. So this isn't hidden. So when it happens, it's going to be a series of events, I feel, just to usher everybody into the new system. That's all it's going to be. People can argue over the smaller details, but the bigger picture is that's what it is. If they just need, a false flag, problem, reaction, solution, as always, out there to preempt something, but locking down the banks and holding your money hostage is not hard. They just did something here within the past year where it wasn't a hack, it was a glitch is what they called it. And it froze up the banks for a little bit. And I kind of watched it like, what are they doing here? It was interesting because they got away with just saying it was some glitch that they never really explained, saying it wasn't a hack or this and that. So anything can happen with the banks here at any time. And I've already showed you Japan, Greece, Germany, France, all these countries, all of Europe is imploding. And as I showed you last time, it's by design, which means all the dominoes are coming down on purpose. This time, the attack is definitely on the global economy. And it's rather obvious if you've got the eyes to see, because it's all coming down. Like everyone's playing their part, just like with lockdowns. It only worked because Europe played into it, Russia played into it, China played into it, everybody, the whole world played into it, man. That's how bad we're getting scammed. Same thing here. Everybody's involved. I'm going to circle back around to the war stuff, but it's all connected here. In the end, the gold, the war, the control. But here, it seems like I just said, a reset. But in a reset, that means you got to collapse the old system. And it's happening. I almost equate it to boiling the frog. It's happening. It's happening every day in real time, but I don't know. Like this one right here. Job growth collapses. I say these things, I report on these things. Jobs every time, every show, getting wiped out in mass. The biggest companies going bankrupt. More in history than ever now. A record. More than even during the pandemic. That's how bad it is. And the tariffs, as most people don't seem to understand, they're being paid for by and large by us, the consumer. Anyone trying to buy something from a former place, if the tariff has gone into effect on that place, well, it's coming out of your wallet to pay for it. And people are finding out the hard way. It's sad, but the job's getting wiped out, and people are going to have to start. There's going to have to be some middle ground here. I don't know, some compromise. Like AI is about to wipe out the rest of the jobs. I don't see too bright of a future for humans at this point. It's really getting kind of scary. Within 10 years from right now, a generation is going to just be even right now, there's no one below in 30s or below that even looks forward to having the classic family and buying a house or anything like that. They can't find jobs. The whole college thing's a scam. And what is more than 40% of Americans expect to work until they die? 43%. I mean, what does that say about our society? For real. Look, and everybody out there, even if they're retired, they got some kind of side hustle. They're doing something. So trying to do something to make ends meet, because retirement's not enough. And yeah. And for the people out there who don't even have any retirement or anything, like percent of people don't think it's realistic for the average American to expect to retire comfortably. So it's just yeah, it's where we're at here as a country. 40% of Americans expect to work until they die. It's where we're at, man. Look at this, and this is part of the reason right here. The power bill crisis keeps energy at the top here of a topic. I say go off grid all the time, go solar, do what you can to mitigate this. Easier said than done, but if you really want to, you can. There's plenty of systems out there. Signature Solar is a good one. You can check them out if you're interested in mitigating the damage being done, paying for electric. It's getting crazy. Yeah, we're debt slaves by and large, bro. And that's how they like it. You gotta start to, if you can find a way to outsmart them, if you can find a way to make it out the game, do it. It's just that simple. This is crazy. I mean, the bills that was seeing here recently, people put it in the chat. They were saying what they were paying here recently, anywhere from like 300 up to like 800 to over 1,000. Like, everyone's situation is different. Every place is different, but like the average is like $500-600, and that's a huge bill. And some people it gets higher in the summer for them, and others higher in the winter. So I don't know. I don't see this getting any easier. I don't see none of the surrounding around us getting any easier. Jobs, bills, anything, everything's continuing to get more expensive. And like at some point, something's got to give. Like they're pushing everybody to a breaking point. To be homeless. And just great, this comes right at a time where Trump puts on the books that they can start to round up homeless. Under the guise that they're all on drugs, which they're not. When you've got complete neighborhoods that get kicked out within, 5 years, and they're all homeless and none of them are on drugs. But yet there's a law still on the books that they can be rounded up. These little warnings become screaming all the time. But the small-minded idiots show up like, oh, what? You don't think the junkies need to be rounded up off the street? Well, yeah, duh. They obviously need it to be rounded up off the street. But that's as far as you can see, which is pathetic with the whole thing. Can't see the bigger picture. That they use these things as ploys to get you in the end. As I say all the time, this is why they gave you Biden. And the whole Biden regime, it gave them an excuse to flood all these migrants. All right, it set the stage for the next move. This set out strike teams to round people up in mass and to start to get them out of the country, which needs to happen. Okay, but they locked this place down again for a real deadly bird flu or anything like that. It's all going to be used against us. Period. When a real deadly 40% mortality rate, bird flu or whatever, something deadly, body stacking up for real, it's going down then. We'll see who remains pure blood, who rides this thing out to the end. Because I'm telling you now, anyone that didn't prepare, they're going to buckle quick. And something to think about. Anyone that takes the mark serious, that takes the religion serious, end time serious, any of this serious, there is actually an event where they can clamp. They actually beta tested for it. There's one thing you can lock everybody down and have an excuse. Like everybody, the soldiers would quickly comply. Everybody, because people are dead. They're piling up. And when they hear that buddies are dead and they see dead people in front of them, like there's going to be a special jab that goes around, obviously. And obviously a jab is going to be put out. Everyone's going to have it. If you don't have it, you're going to be seen as deathly. It's a perfect excuse. If I wanted to go and clamp down on the whole world and put upon them a mark at the same time, that would be what I would do. You would get every single soldier to comply because the whole thing's real this time. Everyone's going to be super freaked out. And it will work. So many people will buckle in the middle of the street, guns on them. Like, you're coming with us to go get processed or, to get your jab, or I don't know what they're ultimately going to do. I don't see them. I don't know. Every situation's different. It's going to get crazy. Just like out of the movies, even worse. It's the craziest visions I've ever been given. And I repeatedly tell you, because I've dedicated my whole life for this event, getting ready for this event. I see everyone else is like doing nothing. So it's going to be crazy. Look at this. A proposed Ohio bill will give the utility companies control over your thermostat. This is bad. Couple this with what I was just saying. Power bills through the roof. So all of a sudden you're paying like a standard locked in high bill for power. Then they can put you in brownouts, blackouts, or like just take control of your thermostat. Like, this is the most tyrannical stuff I've ever seen. It's happening right now, real time. Heard rumblings about this before. I mean, Trump sees this and hears about this. Like, it could be like, oh, I like that. Let's just do it all across the board. And like give every utility the right to do this in everyone's home. Then what are you going to do? Did you guys vote for that? Like, this is crazy. So heads up, Ohio. Anyone else that's facing something like this, again, if you go off the grid, which means like just getting solar and your own battery banks and like not letting them control you, you don't have to worry about this. You can even get full-blown mini splits that hook up to your house to keep them cool and heat that will run off pure solar. Sure can. It's all out there. Again, Signature Solar, a place to look into to mitigate these damages. Start small, keep adding to it. That way you've at least got something. If they want to shut you off, guess what? Shut you off, switch over to your solar. I can't stand it. The smart meters and all that stuff we talked about for years, had to eliminate it out of the picture. It's a great feeling once you do. Meat Puppet, thank you for the coffee. Thank you so much. First the homeless, then the Christians. Pure blood for life. Much love. Hey, much love. To the end, my brother. To the end. Very few. I know some of you out there will ride this thing out. I know you will. I can feel it. I just know it. My soul knows it. And we won't even have communication when it all happens, I feel. And like, you'll ride it out on your end, or we'll ride it out on ours. And like, it's just the way it is. Some will. Everyone's fate and end will be different. I do feel that those closer to the city will see military. They will see truthfully, you will see what you don't want to see sooner than others. The further you are out away from the city, I mean, further out, your odds are better because they're going to be working from the inner cities out, and it's going to take up some time. It's going to be some chaos. Is how I see it. All right, let's keep it pushing tonight. Got a lot to cover. We got a new sextortion spyware alert here. Anyone out there that's going on these porn sites, what these guys are doing is they're just like on the porn site itself. There's a way where they're going to hack in, and they're in your computer and access to your camera. And you don't know it, but these people are sitting there, watching the porn, and they're being watched and being screen recorded. Right? These individuals can do both. They can do a lot of stuff. Then it's blackmail. So, crazy stuff going on out there. This is the latest, and it's part of sextortion, and it's like blackmail. Same stuff. Almost, with Epstein and all that stuff. This sexual blackmail stuff. Descendant, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that so much. Much love. God bless. And this one. This is sobering, huh? A sober revolution sweeping across America, and the markets are responding. They're saying that this is how they're putting it. They're saying that during lockdown, so many people decided to get drunk all the time and drink that it's had this weird rebound effect to where younger people see this. It's like being totally bad. They say for the first time in Gallup's 90-year polling history, a majority of Americans now view moderate alcohol consumption as bad for one's health. Just 54% of American adults say that they drink alcohol, and 49% tell pollsters they'd like to cut back in 2025. So, in particular, Gen Z seems to have gotten the memo on the alcohol dangers. They say adults under 5 are least likely to drink, with fully 40% living an entirely dry lifestyle at this point. Then they go into the details of all these people during lockdowns, drinking, maybe too much. And for whatever reason, right now, the numbers are showing less people are drinking. So, less alcohol consumption, I'd have to say, is going to be better for society overall. Less drunks out there. I'm not against anyone that wants to drink or celebrate or have a toast or likes to go sip wine or do anything like that. But we all know what alcohol can lead to, ultimately. And they don't call it spirits for nothing. For real. Opens doors. Anyway, I thought that was a interesting bit of information, what's going on out there. A reflection of what's happening right now. Microplastics being linked to heart disease, big time. It's not the first time we've said this, but they're putting it out there again. So anyone that thinks any kind of heart issues, again, R.I.P. Bobby. He said he died of a heart attack tonight. This is popping up more and more all over the place. Some of these things, it's like you can't escape or get away from. But if you can mitigate the damage, that's where it counts. You got to do something. If you're getting hit with something 100% and you're doing nothing, well, say you do something and you can mitigate that 100% down to 30%. That could make the difference right there if you're living 5 years, 10 years more, 20 years. Much less smoking. Just saying, the microplastic thing is something to consider. Also, filtration of water is key. We do a lot of that. Make sure we run through many different filters. Everything that we've got, anything that we capture, anything like that, and it's also treated with the best organic type of treatments out there and combinations that we can use. And yeah, definitely don't microwave plastic or anything like that. Like microwaves are like a weapon. Like literally, like I think you're gonna look back at them in the future and people are gonna be like, they had them in their kitchens. Like, yeah, dude. Like they were nuking. Like they literally even called it nuking their food. It's like you knew this the whole time. But like I don't trust none of it. Like there's not one in my house. And will never be again. There's some things people you gotta understand and accept. They're not good. Giving off those radiations and all that stuff, and then even the studies on the microwave food, like none of them are good. Like, yeah. Just a heads up, man. Something to think about. Looking to try to change your health, change things, little things like that. Just not using a microwave all the time. Can change things. Yeah, switching up the water you're consuming. And like I said before, getting off grid, getting away from a smart meter, and all that. I just wonder. I would like. I don't know. I would just like to see more people get proactive. I guess I don't want to see people get caught and left in the dark. Here's one. We have a link to autism in terms of Tylenol being used by pregnant women. So this is a big heads up. You know anyone that's pregnant? Don't let them take Tylenol. Anyone. Just start spreading it. Something to talk about. Common knowledge here. It should be. Let it be known. Oh, you're pregnant? Don't take a Tylenol. You know? A sure link to autism. Full blown here. And if that's the case, hey, this simply, again, small little tweaks, things you do can change everything here. I like to put these alerts out there, hoping that someone utilizes the knowledge and information and like saves a life. This knowledge tonight could like save a future child's formation in life. You know? Get rid of TV also. Yeah, it's true. We don't have a TV in this house neither. I got rid of cable years ago. Don't do it. So I don't know what like they're brainwashing the masses with. I see clips in the feed, in my X feed all the time of different stuff. So I see bits and pieces and headlines, but like, yeah, the TV in itself, in technology these days, I'm just not so sure, you know, what's not recording you or watching you. It's hard for me to believe that the newest televisions and stuff out there, I mean, they've showed it in other TVs. They have cameras in them that basically look out the other way, which means that they're looking at you. In them Samsungs, they were looking at you, watching you from inside. And the excuse was that they used it for movement to tell when to be able to turn the TV off. You know, but you didn't consent to that. Like most people don't know that. You bought a TV, it's got a camera right on the other side of the screen. It's actually watching you. That is ridiculous. Like, all those things, man, ticked me off. That was years ago. Things to just think about. That was years ago. Pissed me off. Yeah, man. Be getting your knowledge on, though, for sure. That's for sure. All right, I'm going to keep this pushing. We've got a debate going on here. Again, RFK just came out and put this announcement out there. I'll give him his props here. I don't trust him and all that other stuff on many different other fronts. Government shill on many fronts. But here, just like doing away with the red dyes and the food and all that stuff, there's pluses. You know, just like with Florida coming out and doing away with all the mandates. We showed on last stream. But he's getting into some like heated discussion with some of these cats here. I just want to share a couple clips from what's going down inside of
Vision on opinion. I don't get letters from thousands of people who are not political saying that this set of changes is going to damage American healthcare, and particularly these healthcare agencies, for decades to come. I don't get any letters from people saying, hey, this is going to make a big difference forever.
Yeah, maybe you're listening to a selective group of people.
Well, you get me.
Yeah, and I will.
Fine.
I will tell you what, Senator. I will put my mailbag against your mailbag any day of the week.
30 seconds.
Look at that. I'll put my mailbag against your mailbag any day of the week. That's kind of comical, though. I mean, these guys start to go at it. There's another one here. It's this one.
You can characterize it any way you want. I quoted them today. What I said was accurate. What you said were lies. You described
Senator,
moving the Titanic.
Are you saying that the mRNA vaccine has never been associated with myocarditis or pericarditis in teenagers?
I am simply.
Is that what you're trying to tell us?
I am simply trying to say that the people that you have put on that panel, after firing the entire.
You're evading the question.
No, I'm asking the questions here,
You're
Mr.
evading
Kennedy.
that question.
I'm asking the questions,
I
Mr.
asked
Kennedy.
You a question.
I'm asking the questions for Mr. Kennedy on behalf of parents and schools and teachers all over the United States of America who deserve so much better than your leadership. That's what this conversation is about, Mr. Chairman.
Senator, they deserve the truth, and that's what we're going to give them for the first time in the history of that agency.
But he sits there looking around after that. He sits back like nobody knew anything what to say there. It's almost like cut. Like, really? All these actors sitting around like this is all like it's theater to me, but I mean some of these debates are real and heated. People do have real opinions. There are different sides to all this. There are bad people in positions. And there's difference of opinion. But yeah, they were going at it there. I thought it was pretty crazy, pretty comical. Figured I'd point it out. Show you just what's been going on in there. And we got new polls pitting Vance against Newsom in the battleground states. So what they're doing is they're going ahead, they're telegraphing right now. Newsom versus Vance right now. Here you go. Way out from 2028. They're just showing you. It's going to be Vance and Newsom. They're already planting the seed full blown, or putting the polls out. And look how close they put this though. They say that Vance is making a strong impression with voters. This is what it says here. A new poll obtained by Breitbart shows that Vance is defeating Newsom in a hypothetical 2028 matchup, but it's close. So how is he making a strong impression? A Plymouth Union public research survey included crucial states of Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, North Carolina, Nevada, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. Those states could ultimately determine whether Republicans keep the White House or not after Trump's second term. The poll found that 51% of likely voters would choose Vance, while 49% would back Newsom in a head-to-head contest. Are you kidding me? In such a matchup, Vance secured victories in 5 of the 7 states tested. It also revealed notable crossover support. Vance won 9% of Democrats compared to the 7% of Republicans Newsom attracted. So, look, they're doing it. And I'm telling you, it's pretty obvious. Told you, ever since they showed us Vance surrounded by all the dudes in black hats, all the rabbi dudes. Yeah, like we knew who was picked for what and controlled for what and this and that. Um, here's one thing I haven't done. I don't even know if I'm gonna say it. Matter of fact, I'm not, and I'm gonna do it, and then I'm gonna show up next time with the results, and it's just gonna be like, boom. All right, that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, I'm gonna do something when I come back with it. It's gonna be like, because I don't have the results right now. It's probably gonna take me some time to get what I'm looking for. I'm gonna keep it pushing. Heads up, man. Islam on the move. Many places. Nothing against Islam. You know, everyone's got their right to their own religious belief and this and that out there. But in my opinion, anyone out there that is pushing stuff that's going to be against others and like hate and like chopping off heads or, you know, the crazy stuff part of it, what you're going to end up getting is horrific scenes if you don't pay attention, like whatever you believe in or not, like with the LGBTQ stuff here. I don't know if you pay attention, but in other countries, they're throwing them type of people off of buildings. What happens when it starts going down in Dearborn? Huh? Huh? I'm just saying, like, if Christians don't make a stand to defend the territory that is known as theirs, a country that is predominantly known as Christian, like us, I showed you on the last one, like we're the biggest in the world. Okay, if you let them come in here, look what they're doing in Canada. What did I show you on the last one with Canada? They have flooded into Canada and they're screaming Sharia law is going to run it. And that just within like 10 years or whatever, that there's going to be more of them, the Canadians, and that they will rule. Now, what's going to stop them from this blending from Canada right on over into Michigan? Anybody tell me? Can anybody tell me? The government's not going to do it. They're facilitating all of it. What's going to stop them from blending from a huge portion in Canada to right over in Michigan, all the way down to Dearborn? Who's going to stop? Who's going to step into that entire zone? Who? We ain't even got no patriots out here doing nothing. Ain't got no militia. Nowhere. Smoked. Everyone's afraid to exercise their right to do all this and that. A salutes to all you guys out there that get out and do it. The independent families, all of you that do make the moves. But I'm talking big movements, man. Like, people are scared. Are you going to get infiltrated at some point? Like, everything gets infiltrated at some point. But to stay righteous, you have nothing to worry about. You know what I'm saying? Sevenfold. Release the Trumpstein files. Make America pray again. Hey, we're getting to that. But the whole point of this story is, look, a U.S. police department introduces an Arabic patch. So if you're up there and you're passing through this neck of the woods, you run into one of these police officers, you get arrested, you get stopped, and you're like, what's going on? Like, they're not even speaking English because, like, whatever, I guess they don't have to. And, like, you can't even read their names because it's in Arabic. Like, dude, I don't even know what to say. Like, I guess this is how it all ends, huh? People don't make a stand. Where's my Michigan cats up there that have this going on in their backyard? Like, what? I mean, where's the Michigan militia? Anybody get them on the horn? Hey, I'll come up to a rally. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you gotta go up there and you gotta cause a scene, you gotta go to war. But, like, something has to be done. Like, because there's threatening things being said that's on camera on where they're taking this. You don't see us Christians threatening any of them like that, do you know? That's the difference. We're not threatening people and all this other stuff. chopping off heads and all this crap. Like, sleep on it until it comes creeping in your backyard. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Look at this. This is another touchy one, a slippery slope, but we're going to tackle it because that's what we do. The Trump administration looking for ways to ban transgender people from purchasing firearms following the recent school shootings. Go ahead, marinate on that for a second. Everyone's going to draw a little opinion. And I got mine. I thought about it for a good minute. I know how they operate. And this seems so dangerous to me because I'm sure plenty of you can see that you ban one type of people that you don't like from having a firearm, and then it's right-wing extremists next. Any left-wing extremist, any extremist, domestic extremist next. What's it labels on you? Your gun right's gone. Do you see how easy that was? That's all that has to happen. All that has to happen. That's it. That's it. That's why I don't support none of this. Yeah, people need help. There needs to be certain programs, this and that, blah, blah, blah. But, like, they're not doing it. They're just feeding in all the stuff. And this is dangerous, man. Again, because of what I said. You start here, next thing you know, it's a domestic extremist. You're going to say, well, I'm not a domestic extremist. Well, yeah, you are. Well, look at Trump. Trump called you every name in the book. He turned on his base because they were calling out Epstein. And he was just like, the heck with all of you. You're all like extremists. You're all like Democratic hoaxers and all this. He's like throwing the sink at them. Like, once they put these labels on you, man, that's my thing. Here's Trump. Signs an executive order. Guess what they've done? Well, I'll let him tell you.
Thank you, and it's an honor to sign this, and we will do that right now. I think that's a big one, I'll be honest. That's a big one. It's a big one, Mr. President.
Okay, well, he didn't say. He changed the Department of Defense to the Department of War. Guys, like, I was going to put this in the title as well. Like, I couldn't fit enough of it in there. Like, we are in unprecedented times. The Gentile Messiah, he's coming in, doing everything, he's switching everything up. Ushering in police state stuff all around us. And literally, right in front of your face, the Department of Defense that's been around for decades. He telegraphs the Department of War today. All right? I want you to remember this from here on. This is telegraphing like the posturing of America and where this whole thing is going. And from this moment in time on. Like, the first administration wasn't about a lot of war stuff. They tried to, like, step back and stay away from that. But, like, this one, like, they're supporting Israel everywhere they go. You could see we done struck Iran. We're down there surrounding Venezuela, and we're going to get to that. He just telegraphed Department of War. Like, this is, I feel like they're about to flex, man. I feel like they're about to flex hard, guys. 1911, thank you for the coffee. Hey, stay gold yourself. Much love. God bless. I appreciate the support more than you know. Yeah, man, the Department of War. I look at these little things, man. They hit me. I'm just telling you the way they hit me. This is like signifying a changing of the guard, like, and it is. Everything's been switched up, and like it happens right now, today, this very moment. Here in the U.S. police state, that's what this is. It's become a full-blown police state. It's been the Department of Offense instead of the name change. Ah, nice, okay. Offense, defense. Now this Department of War. Thank you for the knowledge. Kev Bars, always my brother. Much love. So I just wanted to point that out. So when you wake up tomorrow morning and there's like holy hell breaking loose somewhere and bombs dropping and headlines, because that's where we're going with this. It may not be tomorrow morning, but like any day now. Like it's already begun. The Trump admin extending the National Guard deployment on the streets of D.C. through November 30th. And this is how these things happen. You get them on the streets. The way they're using them. Again, the National Guard troops should never be arresting anyone. You shouldn't see that anywhere unless it's pure hell or something happening. Like, they shouldn't be doing none of that. Right? What they should be allowed to do is to transport people and to process them. So the strike teams, which they just hired like 120,000 people, put on ice, and all these teams go around, they'll do all the confrontation. They'll do all the arresting. And then they'll hand them off to National Guard that's doing all the other work, the next leg of work. So they're like everything but. That's where we sit with this. So when you're hearing the National Guard being sent in all these places, and they're bending stuff, that they're going as far as they can take it. And I'll be honest, a federal judge just ruled that Donald Trump broke the law, violated the Posse Comitatus Act in sending the troops into Florida with Marines, because Marines were on top of it. This wasn't just a National Guard thing. Full-blown Marines. Okay? And Trump's view is we'll go in and do what we want, and we'll deal with the rest of the stuff later in court. That's where we're at. That is a dictator, man. That is a dictator mindset. That we're just going to go in and do whatever we want. Why do you think they're surrounding Venezuela and all this stuff right now? They're doing whatever they want. And they'll deal with the repercussions later. At this point, they can stall it out till he's out of here. And like, then what? Like, he's playing like he is the Don Mafia full blown. And like, the Republican side has so much power in the government right now that it gives Trump just a power that's not been seen before in our time. And like, you're seeing them flex here, big time. And look, we know, well, yeah, yes, Flame. Yeah, Venezuela sits on all this oil. It's the world's largest oil reserve. It dwarfs even Saudi Arabia, what they call the oil barons. That's a lie. So people are like, oh, you know, how are they going to do anything? Well, they're sitting on the biggest oil reserve, and they're selling this to people. And they're allies with China and Russia and all of BRICS. And it's just the way that it is, man. Like, this is like World War, man. Like, this is about to come right to our doorstep. I keep saying it, and people are like sleeping on it, but man, you got to wake up. It's about to happen. It's already happened. I look back at the beginning of the year. Cybertruck blew up and was exploded right in front of Trump Hotel. And that was like a kind of a sign of where everything was going. Now they just struck this vessel, this cartel vessel, they said, Trinidad Aragua, blew it apart right there in the Caribbean, because they said they ID'd them as being terrorists, narco-terrorists. It's just a name game. Narco-terrorists, kill them. They're killed. What's anyone going to do about it? Huh? There's concern here, and you should raise concern, because whenever they start blowing boats up, like, okay, like, if they're bad guys and all this and there was drugs, okay, but like, I want to see footage of like the crews that rolled up afterwards, and like, I want to see your proof. Show me who these individuals, like, give me names. Show me the proof that you have connected. Show me you ran a scan on the vessel and you guys got a hit on cocaine. Like something. Like, show me something. Do you see? Like, we've got to be shown something, man. And show me it's who you say it is. You know, like, if we don't hold them accountable, this could be just like you down there fishing with grandpa and you just get blown away. And like, dude, they're like, we caught him with cocaine. That's all they're going to have to say. Man, this is scary. It's scary. And of course, they're going to make this move right now. It's what it was all set up to be. Never in my life have I seen them make a military move like they're doing right now. I've never seen the U.S. military posture in the northern hemisphere around North America like they're doing right now. Around the Americas, Central America, the Gulf of America. Hey, and same here, Kepwar. Like, you should try every means of peace and due process before the extremes. Yeah, you don't want dudes just jumping straight to nukes, you know. But I dropped a video. It was like heavily censored, but I dropped this video on YouTube, and it shows the clips of these guys warning about what's to come. And Jesse Waters asked this guy if mainland USA can get hit. And he says, well, yeah. And he goes on to say that the United States is one big soft target. Asymmetric warfare is what he said. It's the Achilles heel of the U.S., and there's no way around it. And he goes, I don't see them hitting us more than once. He goes, but when they do, we're going to unleash holy hell on them. I'm like, there it is. There it is. They just told you what's about to happen. They are going to hit us here with an attack. It's about to happen. And it's going to be the excuse they need to dump, which is what they're about to do. You're going to see a war come to our, not just to our doorstep, it's going to enter. Here, a huge event is about to happen. I'm warning you. In the sense that it's going to be big enough for them to respond with a massive response. To dump. He said in a separate clip, Hegseth goes on, and Rubio both go on 2 different clips to say this is not the only strike you're going to see. We're going to hit more, like adamantly, like it's on, like this is the beginning. It's begun. Like it's begun. So I go back to Jesse Waters raising the question, like, is there going to be blowback here in the United States? And yeah, the answer was yes. Like, but it's only going to be one time. Like I don't care. That means that something's about to happen, and you just said it. You just telegraphed it, and you guys are chomping at the bit with all your assets sitting there. Which means, if any big event was going to happen, I wouldn't pin it on economic right here at the moment. I would pin it more military on something like this. More of a a reason to get them in there. You guys should know how they work at this point, man. I don't know if it'll be on a scale of blind 11, but I don't know if they need that right now. All they really need is just like a terror attack, really, right here on U.S. soil, and like to have their parrots blow it up, and like I don't know, have some pretty traumatic footage, have it pretty bloody, have it pretty bad. Maybe have multiple events, multiple cities set, coordinated attack, something to spark a narrative, to spark fear, and to justify them going down and going to war and starting to pound out these guys everywhere. They hit cartels all over the place, drone strikes all over the place. It's going to escalate fast, very fast. They brought the war to us, man. I hope people, again, were studying or are studying after the show tonight, got some homework. Study how to take down drones. Things like that. That's going to be one of the prime weapons used out here. It's being used today to kill people on the front lines all day long. Guys with the biggest, baddest weapons getting killed left and right all day long. Drones. And you got to know how to stop them. And you'd be crazy to think it's not going to happen here. They're not going to release it here. Definitely going to be released here. Used here. And not just those type. I foresee, predator drones is what they're about to use. They're about to start hitting cartels hard, man. Hitting them hard, wiping them out. And that's going to be with like predator drones. Missiles. Like the boat they just hit in the water. Just like that. And look, guys, I know I got some of you. I got military cats out there, man. You tell me these things. Like, look, Apache pilot in the military, this and that. You will not see or hear us. We can be like 50 miles away. You wouldn't even know we're on the horizon. And like, we see you and we're locked in and we can kill you. That is so scary and crazy of a technology that, like, before you ever even hear the Apaches, if you're on a flat plane, a flatter terrain, they admit that the mountains are the biggest issue. Always have been, always will be. Because you have to get up over top of every little valley, nook, and cranny to see in it. And that exposes the belly. And that's where they get shot down. And you'll definitely hear them. They'll be close enough. You'll hear them and all this other stuff by the time they get over top these little peaks. So the mountains present, and always have, Afghanistan and all that, have always presented a ton of problems for the military for those reasons. Flatter areas, if you're out in like Kansas and like you're running around and there's an Apache like 50 miles away, it can like watch you all day long. I'm not kidding. And you can also go look up the footage. A little bit of like trees or like some mountains, rolling hills would be ideal. Total flat would just be insane to me. If you can hear them, you're done. Yeah, like it's pretty. That's the scary part, right? Like, unless like you've got some underground tunnels like you're gonna run into, and like you can, before they get right over top of you, because you can already hear them, that you run into your tunnels and you go deep. I don't know, man. It's such a tricky game to even think that you have to, but we're there. You have to start to think about this survival. You have to start to think about these things happening. I'm going to keep going here. This is one of the major titles of tonight. Where are we at? 10-11. Somewhere out there, it's 11-11. Much love to everybody out there here, top of the hour. Anyone just joining us, make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification as well. Make sure you're getting all my videos. I'm heavily censored. And yeah, thank you to everyone that shares the stream, and also anyone that supports the stream, the show. It's all appreciated to the fullest. Much love. God bless, guys. Kick off with this one right here. One of the biggest story of the night. This is nuts. So Mike Johnson just comes out of nowhere. And he is a wizard. He is a wizard. He's a master of illusion and all this. Most people, your everyday people, are not going to see this or get this. But anyone that understands what this is we're dealing with and what they are, what they do here, masters of illusion, they can see what he's done. He's come out, and I'll play a clip here, but he's come out and he's revealed that Donald Trump was an FBI informant. And that this is the reason that he was best buds with Epstein going back all these years. And I'm sitting there thinking like, oh my gosh, this is it. This is we're putting this thing to bed. We're putting it away. This is the excuse why. They're going to say, okay, he was an FBI informant the entire time for the feds. That's what they're saying. They're willing to say that right now. They're willing to just go ahead and make this whole concoction up and say, yeah, the entire time, all these years, Trump's been a Fed. He's been, I mean, what does that tell you if true anyway? I mean, give me a break. Like, but they're feeding this to the base. Sadly, I've seen people tweeting this out, like basically saying, suck on this. Now, Trump's righteous. Like, dude, get out of here. Shut up. Like, you should be ashamed of yourself to even accept this fraud and even be pushing this fraudulent stuff. This shows where some people are and where they sit right now. It's this bad. So they come up with this concocted story to save Trump out of this whole thing. That's what this is about. This is about saving Trump from the depths of this. Because this story doesn't. This story doesn't matter if he was at the party. He was an informant. Doesn't matter if there was kids there. He was our informant. Doesn't matter if all these horrific stories and all these names are going to spill out because people are not going to stop till they do. Guess what? It doesn't matter because Donald Trump was an informant. Oh, really? Do you see? Golden Boy just got his golden ticket out of Pedo City. Do you see? Can't you see? This is it. This is it. It's where they put this to rest. Right here. This is where they put this to rest. Because Trumpy was an FBI informant. Means that he couldn't have touched anyone. He couldn't have been a pedo. He couldn't have done anything inappropriate. Right? They already brought you Ghislaine Maxwell. Remember, they brought her out of the cell, made her give this deposition. And what's the one thing they wanted to come out and make stick to your brain? That she said that Trump never did anything inappropriate. Oh, really? Really? You think some of us are just that stupid? It's embarrassing to see some of these so-called patriots over putting this on their X and posting this stuff, like pushing this stuff. It's like, dude, you're fed. You are fed. It's pathetic. I don't roll with no feds. We don't roll with the feds. The beast. All right? Pedo protectors. And yeah, we see right through this one. So you can go ahead and say, oh, Trump was an FBI informer. Okay, let's just stop right there. And you trust him? But yeah, you see anything? Oh, yeah. Why? You trust the FBI informant? Why? Some of these people are so ignorant. Like, dude, they're putting this thing to bed right here. I'm telling you. Now, I just, this is it. You could never have come out with anything more clever for them at this point to save his tail and to fix this whole thing for them. So they think than this. Because this is, so what if I was an FBI informant, is what he's going to say. And they're going to be, so what if he's an FBI informant? You're trying to make a big deal out of so what? Like, what's it matter if he's an FBI informant? Like, really? Like, you people are just that stupid and gullible. And, like, like, I don't know, man. This is crazy. Maybe he was an FBI informant. And you like him because of that? You're just going to give him a pass on every single thing? Always defending him no matter what? Like, it's ridiculous. Get off a sack, man. It's like embarrassing. Act like a grown-ass man you're supposed to be. Get off another man's nuts. It's pathetic. It's sick. And again, I ain't buying none of it. Piss me off. Protecting these pedos is where you're going to bring the rage out in me. And I salute anyone that goes to the fullest extreme to expose the pedos and their whole network and all the kids that have suffered and every single person involved. And we'll tell you from here on out, it doesn't matter what they're about to show you, because I'm about to show you something. It doesn't matter if the list begins, because that's what's coming. It doesn't, all these crazy details doesn't matter, because guess what? Now they can drop seeded stories in there that was actually Donald Trump was the hero, that he was the one that was able to get us this information. He was the one that let us know that all these kids were there. We were able actually to get in there. They're going to spin it this way. But, dude, did you forget about all the people, all the witnesses that just came out on camera and all this? How are you going to... Did you stop and think about that for a second, feds? Or are you going to go off them all real quick? Because I know you will. A whole bunch of them just came out telling their testimony and their stories, including about Trump being there in all of it, involved in all of it. And look, man, some of this thing's stupid, man. You can see Trump in these old videos, his body language and everything else is disgusting. And he's the alpha in the room doing it. Pushing it. Even on Epstein, made whatever he said, he even made Epstein fold over after pointing to a woman, like, yeah, that was hot, and biting his lip and like doing, like, he just, this dude's, man, like, I've seen a lot of it. The old Trump, man, was a dog, man, in his day. I can't imagine how many people have been disappeared in this life, just like the Clintons. They got in his way. Every step of the way. This is the Mossad's Gentile Messiah. Give me a break. And this is the FBI's, like, informant Messiah. Now, like, I don't even know what name. We're gonna have to come up with some kind of name. Big snitching, or something here. It was your homeboy's partner. It was Trumpy the whole time. He snitched you out in the golf course. Trump working for the feds the whole time. Like, I don't know. This is just like God's judgment is coming, brother. Mossad informant, right? Like, I mean, all this stuff, like, fully controlled. I don't know. That's the whole thing with Trump being an FBI informant. They've flat out gone to this extent. And it's going to work on the bed. It's already worked. I see it tonight. I see people like, oh, suck on those panicans. Again, you're pathetic. Protecting pedos. Pathetic. Some of these people know it. They've chosen what hill they're going to die on. They've chosen the Fed side. And look here, Trump says the DOJ has done its job on the Epstein files. So now all of a sudden you want to say, I thought it was a hoax. I thought it was all a hoax. Thought it was all a hoax. But not, like, they can't get the story straight. You know what that means. You know, doesn't match your original story. And look what this clown says. Caught on James O'Keefe undercover camera. Man, I love this stuff. I love it when it comes out like this. This is the truth, man. Like, listen to this.
But those files do exist.
Yeah, thousands and thousands of pages of files. They'll redact every Republican or conservative person in those files. Leave all the liberal, Democratic people in those files.
I think they visited that Maxwell person.
Yeah.
And also involved.
Got transferred to a minimum security prison too recently, which is against BOP policy because she's a convicted sex offender. They're offering her something to keep her mouth shut.
That was the acting deputy chief of the Office of Enforcement Operations, Joseph Schnitt, telling a stranger about the FBI and DOJ's handling of the Epstein files. Schnitt, who works at a high level inside the Department of Justice, goes on to comment on the inconsistent statements, special treatment of Ghislaine Maxwell, and the blatant backtracking on promises of transparency.
And what do you do for work again?
I work for the Department of Justice.
Okay.
Been there like 23 years. I'm an analyst. I'll be acting deputy chief of our office for a few months starting next week. I work closely with like all the federal law enforcement agencies and the U.S. attorney's offices, the prosecutors and stuff. The thing is, it's interesting because I do deal with so many of the agencies, like the Bureau of Prisons, the Marshal Service, the FBI, U.S. attorney's offices.
Recently, the FBI and DOJ have come under fire for promising transparency, then refusing to release footage and unredacted documents, going directly against the public's expectations and the promises made by Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel.
So, if you missed what he said, the highlight there, he just admitted they're going to go through and they're going to take out any Republicans' names out of any of this stuff and keep in all the liberals, and they're going to release this stuff. Okay, so there's about to be a release. It's already beginning. I told you the women that just came out and gave all these statements, they had a good idea. They're like, we're releasing the list. Like, the hell with any list they want to release. Like, we're releasing the list. And once that was said, it forced this government's hand to have to make a move like we're witnessing right now. They had to come up with some story like emergency. Everybody in the think tank, come up with a way to solve this problem. Get this to go away. And this is what they came up with. That he was just an FBI informant the whole time. That's why he was there the whole time. It covers everything. Put anywhere, any crazy position, you know, he was their undercover man, they're going to say. It's going to give him a get-out-of-jail-free card in every instance. They could put him there in a room where someone's getting sacrificed. Literally, the videos drop and everything, and Trump's in the room. And, like, they're going to give him a get-out-of-jail-free. Like, he was our man. He was the only reason we knew about it. You know, whatever. Like, come on, man. Like, this is the golden ticket for Trump. For Trump. Other people are about to get thrown under the bus and then reversed on and ran back over and then ran back over again. Like, this is about to get bad. So Thomas Massie, he drops a GOP mega donor, John Paulson's name, saying allegedly listed in the black book, and he's accusing the billionaire of bankrolling all this stuff and pushing the movement to destroy him. So names are being named, and John Paulson, here we go, one of the first big ones to come out that's going to be tied into this.
Well, let me give you the name of one of the billionaires who's running $2 million of ads in my district since I started this effort. His name is John Paulson. He's a hedge fund manager and a major donor to the Republican Party, a major donor to the Speaker of the House, a major donor to the president's campaign, and he's in Epstein's black book. Now, that's public, but that's indicative of the types of people who may be implicated or just embarrassed by a complete release of these files.
So he was just kind of threatening there and teasing, like, look, there's one name. There can be a whole lot more.
For everyone watching at home, I think it's important to put yourself in these women's shoes. As you're questioning, why can't they just name the names? What you don't realize is they just told their stories of being raped and being abused, being victims.
Up and they gave their statements, all crystal clear, proof and evidence of, and they said they were even naming Trump. Like, I've said this before, some of the most damning evidence is already out there and already has been. Where you've got pictures of Trump with his own young children standing within feet of Epstein, when they already knew that he was doing pedo stuff. Like, I don't know. Anyone that wants to not believe it will make excuses all day, but anyone that really is seeking the truth, you can see that this is one big network. And they're trying to put this whole thing with Epstein to bed here, I'm telling you. All right, we'll shift gears here. We're going to go onto the war front. 5x5. 5x5 now, back up. That was strange. What? It dropped out? Interesting. Not sure what happened. Censored. I'm good now, though. Right. Interesting. All right, well, the White House going to green light a West Bank annexation by Israel. That's what they're saying. This shows Israel's going to go on a tear here all over the place. And, it's not going to stop. France also issuing an arrest warrant for Assad, saying that he's living in Russia's Beverly Hills. And they want him. So now they've got inside of Moscow, with Putin and then Assad and then maybe whoever else flees there. You can't forget that the original leader of Ukraine that under the Obama administration was ran out of Ukraine. He ran into Russia. You've got all these people hiding out there and staying there that I don't know. It's starting to be quite a few that are there. It kind of makes it a prime target. Got all them dudes there, and you want to walk on. They might just nuke Moscow. Speaking of the war in Ukraine, this thing isn't over by far. They're just, it seems to me like playing a game really out here, because it's all about trying to appease the masses, because they really don't care if they're killing people every day. They really don't. And they want to keep selling equipment. So the longer they can drag this out, even if it's a week worth of billions of dollars of funding flowing, because ammunition, weapons, bombs, everything has to keep going. It has to be purchased and everything else. So either side doesn't really want this to stop yet. I don't feel, because they're benefiting. Russia especially, they're gaining ground. They seem to be happy with all the moves that have been made. And again, the war machine continues, unfortunately. Screen went out. What? Are we good? All right, check one more time. I looked down. People said screen went out. So just want to make sure that we're good. See a 5x5. I'll jump on it. But the war continuing here. Okay. Okay, so you're saying froze. All right, 5x5s. In the video froze, and I see 5x5s popping up. Okay, interesting. Okay. I will say this much: if there's any difficulties here tonight, I do have a storm system that's rolling through. It seems to be the only time I ever have major problems. Is when lightning and stuff like that picks up, and it's supposed to be like that here all evening. So made it through most of the stream here thus far. Okay, a couple glitches, I guess, but long as we're okay, I'm going to keep it pushing, try to finish this thing out on a strong note. But again, one of Russia's largest oil refineries attacked by drone strikes. Again, it's drones doing it, all the attacking, all the damage. And Russia is putting an ultimatum out there. They're basically saying, look, no matter what you do, there is no way, in no form, no instance, will there ever be any kind of military group that is stationed inside of Ukraine, whether it's Western-backed, whatever, NATO troops, like none of it. That's like one of the main things here that Russia is like trying to say. Like, so Europe seems to be hell-bent on trying to keep this whole thing going. Like, they want war, which is ridiculous. But when the world's a stage, again, you're making money off of every side. And I don't see what Russia has or the EU has to gain here going forward. Their economies are collapsing in all these different places. And I don't know, with the United States backing out of this whole thing, if they were to full scale and like leave it on Europe, I don't see how they would even want this to continue unless the whole thing's staged again. But 26 countries committed to taking part in reassurance that Ukraine will be backed going against Russia. So they don't want to let this down. They don't want to let it rest. Here you can see NATO troops in Ukraine are legitimate targets, even if they're there for a peace deal. So they're basically saying that if you bring in any NATO troops and they're just standing outside the embassy, like, we can strike them. All right, like, this is really ratcheting things up. It would be crazy if a setting like that unfolded where NATO troops were there for whatever obscure reason or in Kiev for whatever, and they seen this and they struck them. They for sure would. It's been their biggest warning this whole time. Russia would definitely make a strike. And if they strike NATO troops, dude, you might as well say World War. It just begun. I mean, this whole thing has just been waiting to bait in NATO the whole time. Threatening to have Ukraine join NATO. That way it was going to happen anyway. I don't know here, man. But look, Trump is ready to place more troops inside of Poland for this whole thing. So, okay, you're out here talking peace on one hand, but then on the other, you can see they're trying to muscle up. He literally is trying to flex. Like, okay, we'll send troops over here. So really, they're not backing out of the whole Ukraine thing, at all. It's just a front. If he wanted to end this, they could have already ended it. If they really wanted peace, they really could have ended it. To me, it's all fraudulent. So yeah, we could see troops being sent to Poland. I don't want that. This one right here says World War III is going to be inevitable. Just because. And Medvedev says the same thing, that like Europe's not backing down. They keep talking all this craziness, and like now you're striking inside of Russia all over the place. Like, we're going to strike somewhere. We're going to hit something. We're going to defend our assets. And you kind of can't blame them when someone is coming at you and you haven't done nothing to them thus far, and they're offensively attacking you. Then you've got every right to hit back. But the world's a stage. I told you last time, they just held this big meeting. Multipolar world order has risen. They packed to where the dollar is to be killed. This is what Trump's trying to do anyway, I feel. Again, the world's a stage, but it shifts things. The dollar, when it gets knocked off the perch here, it will never be what it once was. I think what we're going to see here is a shift. It'll still be in the basket, but there's going to be just that, a basket of multiple currencies out there. Thank you again, 1911, for the coffee. I appreciate it to the fullest. Here we've got the U.S. putting a crosshair on the Chinese sending in all this product to make drugs. I'm going to play this clip here.
Hi, everyone. I'm Judge Janine, and I am in Houston, Texas. And I am surrounded by 1,300 barrels of precursors that are being used to make methamphetamines. These precursors were seized as a result of work by my office in Washington, D.C., along with Homeland Security and Customs and Border Patrol. These 1,300 barrels were shipped from Shanghai, China to Mexico. We intercepted these precursors on the high seas, and now the Sinaloa cartel will not be able to use them to make methamphetamines. And the bottom line is this: whenever there is an effort on the part of foreign terrorist organizations to create drugs that are killing Americans, we will seize them, whether it's on the high seas or whether it's in the country or a foreign country. And by the way, it's going to take 24 18-wheelers to take all of these containers and put them in a secure storage facility. And that's what we're doing in
secure storage facility. You would think that they would destroy them. Why would you hold on to them? It's like finding fields of marijuana and I don't know, we're just going to go hold on to them, put them in safe storage. Like, dude, get out of here. Okay. So that's a ton of stuff, I will say. And this, I wanted to show it because they're really pushing the theme here of narco terrorism. That they're really showing a lot of proof and evidence here, or trying to make it seem that way up front, that this is what they're going after. And it just feels like me, they're putting it out there because big hits are about to happen. They could have blown this entire vessel up carrying all this. And I'm going to be honest with you, this is more PR than anything. Because if I'm the military, I'm that's what the military would have done. Unless you're going to take all this and it's very valuable to you and you're going to, on the black market, make a bunch of stuff, you don't keep this. We down the vessel out at sea, and all this stuff goes down at sea, and it's just one thing we ain't even gotta worry about. We gotta worry about destroying it, this and that. But that's as if you're righteous. If you're corrupt, you would take this and go put it in storage. It's nuts. And she just said it. She just said that's what they're doing. Again, equate that to any other drug or anything else they see. Oh, we're just going to go stick this in storage. Like, get out of here, man. Just sick of this. So, the main thing they're telegraphing to me is like, this is the theme. The theme that this is what it's all for. When you see us killing people and bombing people, it's all because of all this. You know? And here's a big one. Trump just deployed F-35s down to Puerto Rico. And this is pretty crazy. Let me back it up a bit. Here this past week, all of a sudden, when these warships started to get closer to Venezuela, the lights went out. This past weekend, they went out in Caracas, in the capital of Venezuela. It's very interesting. The timing and everything going on. Then I shared with you all the footage of Maduro rallying his troops. He's got his military going up to all the front lines, to the oceans, to the border with Colombia. They're making moves. And his F-16s just swooped down and buzzed a couple of our warships in a move that they call highly provocative. I don't know if that's going to be enough to justify like them attacking anyone from here, but I really feel that like they're going to strike someone after we get hit here very soon. I don't know where it's going to be. I would almost say a border town would be the highest target. You know, El Paso, Tucson, San Diego, things like that. That are closer to the border, that would obviously be the easiest thing to pull off for the cartel. Going deeper into the country is just going to be harder, you would think, unless you already have assets staged and all this other stuff, which again would raise questions. But we've never seen this. Like, the Venezuelan army has not taunted us like this before. And again, I feel like people are sleeping on this. A huge war is about to begin. And like, you can see it like right in front of you. Like, everything is set up. Like, this is stuff that has always happened in the Persian Gulf, you know, and like on the other side of the world, like not right here in the Caribbean, you know, right here in the Americas. And it's happening. So, Trump turns around and says that if these guys want to do anything, just shoot them down. So he gave the green light here tonight to just shoot them down. Like, it's on from here. Again, they telegraphed, they switched everything over to the Department of War. And he just gave like official orders right here. If anybody does anything, like, do what you got to do, guys. But shoot them down.
Jets over U.S. naval vessels again.
Well, I would say they're going to be in trouble. We'll let them know about that. We heard that happen, but it wasn't really over, not like they described. But I would say, General, if they do that, you have a choice of doing anything you want. Okay? If they fly in a dangerous position, I would say that you can, you or your captains can make the decision as to what they want to do. All right? Sure.
Sir, how close did they get? We have one president. You said they didn't go over.
Say it.
How close did they get? You said the planes did not.
Well, I don't want to talk about that, but if they do put us in a dangerous position, they'll be shut down. Thank you very much, everybody. So we're going to now cover the G.
He just made it clear and simple, right to the point, they'll be shot down. So, yeah, like, this is war. I'm telling you, this is war. And like, this is close proximity war, man. Everyone, you know, if there's ever, in my opinion, a reason to like be on alert, like in a war setting, it would be this. Never have we ever seen it like this. They're ready to hit targets from Venezuela all the way up through Mexico to our border and launch from our border and using our border as like a staging area and everything else. It's like a launch pad at this point. It's going to become a hot zone for attacks. The whole game is switched up here, man. So Trump is also considering leasing parts of Camp Pendleton to fund the Golden Dome. This Golden Dome is supposed to be this rocket system that no one can penetrate, but I don't believe that at all. And there's only one way to find out is if somebody tries to penetrate it, and if it doesn't work, you're going to get hit just like Israel just did. They didn't think that anyone could ever do it, but they found out the hard way. Iran turned around and sent back hypersonics, man. They got in, and Israel was getting hit. Main city, Tel Aviv, getting hit. And Iron Dome wasn't stopping it. Couldn't stop it. All of a sudden, everything slowed down on that front right after that, right? Funny how nothing escalated after we bomb Iran, take out one of their nuclear places. Like, nothing happens. Everybody forget about that? Forget that we did that? Like, there's like all the karma for payback that's stacked up here. Don't forget, Trump went and assassinated and took out their Soleimani. The last administration is like out of nowhere, just jumped out and ordered the assassination. Like, there's reasons on the table for them to buck back here on Trump, specifically on his watch and all that. And they just arrested an illegal alien with an arsenal of weapons. He had cocaine, ammunition. We're seeing this all the time. I'm like reporting on these kind of cats left and right that are getting picked up. And depending on where it's at, they could get arrested. And if it's in a Democratic stronghold, they could release them back out into the streets. Rapists, killers. It's happening every single day. That's the insane part about this. Like, so yes, this stuff needs to stop, but like, man, they've turned this place to a madhouse. I'm not sure what it's going to take to stop it, because we need the people to rise. We need militias, and like no one's flexing. So the only thing that leaves, because what I say is like, don't let the feds come in and take over everything. Like, have your local police fix the problem. Have a town hall meeting. Do some new hiring. Like, get some people in there that'll do the job to stop this. Because the feds are basically just coming in and throwing down muscle on this. Like, the local police need to do the same thing. They need to just throw down more muscle. And they need not let the feds come in to act like the heroes here and take over everything, federalize everything. When they come in and do it, that's tyrannical. The answer would be to like fix things on a local front and do not let the feds come like into the rescue, so to speak. It's all trappy, if you ask me. But if you do have an issue where you've got weak departments and that's not getting fixed, it sets the stage for strike teams to come in at this point. And there's a lot of illegals out there. It's not getting twisted. They do need rounded up. But look at this one. 450 illegal aliens arrested at a Hyundai battery plant in Georgia. One place has this many people working in it. 450. That is like nuts. That is insane. It had to be like almost the whole freaking warehouse. Like, that is insane. That is insane. I mean, for real, it had to be like almost the whole entire warehouse. A majority. Definitely like over 90%. I don't know. That's That that's a lot, man. Out of one warehouse, man. That's a big haul. It just goes to show that some of these places are employing that many illegals. That could be jobs. I mean, that's a local warehouse, Hyundai plant in Georgia, Bryan County. All the people that live around there legitimately could have a job, like 450 of them. That's a lot of people in neighborhoods and communities that could have jobs. But they don't. They never even have a chance because of this. But now, if these companies want to stay open, they're going to have to hire those people from those communities legitimately. They're going to have to pay them more. Yeah, they get away with this large scale because they pay them, peanuts, so to speak. But it's all under the table and all this other crap. And they don't have to pay no health insurance on none of these people. And they get away with doing these scams, so to speak. And it really hurts the community. It hurts the surrounding community the most. So I would be pissed off at this company and just kick them out of town. Or the management has to go something. They have to go to jail, be fired, all this other stuff. All right, and I'll finish one tonight. An ominous look at where they're taking this. The military pursuing using AI systems to suppress online dissent. Censorship. It blows my mind what's happening in the UK. It's crazy. The level of censorship is just nuts. And AI also is helping to capture all this. It's scraping social media in real time every day. And I showed you that one of the scariest things with AI most recently was Project Gideon and the gospel that Israel's using. It's an AI that is eliminating people on the battlefield. It's an AI that's being used on their cameras and their weapons, and it's hunting down people and eliminating them right now in real time. The gospel. And the new one that just now being rolled out after this recent shooting is going to be doing the same thing here. It's going to be scouring everything. And it begins. They've announced it. And again, a lot of people sleeping on this. But the military flat out saying that they're going to use AI to suppress online dissent abroad. So if there's somebody coming out trying to speak up against them going to war against Venezuela or anything, moves abroad, they're going to censor. They're going to use AI to do it, which they're doing, every second. Yeah, I mean, the violations don't end. Yeah, it's definitely 1984, full-blown Skynet, Minority Report, Eagle Eye, all mixed in one. Palantir Lavender program. Yeah. Walking into gray state. Yeah, it's a nightmare. AI though, man, it's an animal. Without any good AI or any good people training AI for the good guys or anything, we don't stand a chance. It's just nothing but bad. And then come and take your job and replace you. And I don't know, man. This isn't good. Where this is all going. So, think about what I showed you earlier for a second about Ohio putting on the books that they're going to control your thermostat, everybody's thermostat, the entire state. If it gets crazy, they can now imagine AI is put in control of that. They're going to instantly be able to know. They're just going to look across the board and this is crazy. It's a massive test. like once they do this, they'll test the people too. Like people that are used to like having it in the lower 70s in their house, especially at night or whatever, like to sleep comfortable or whatever. They're gonna find out that like it's like 78, like 80 degrees, and they can't go below 80 because they can't, because your tyrannical government said so, and literally has 1984 control of your thermostat in your home. Like, no way. No way. No way. I don't know. Craziness. It's all madness, man. Which brings me here toward the end of another one here tonight. I'm gonna check the feed here, and I'm also gonna check the chat for a couple things before I take us out of here. You should make sure you're following me on X for the latest updates and details as well, because I got stuff I'm kicking out over there. You're only going to find there breaking news, things like that as well. And Steve, thank you so much. Some of you guys, I can't thank you enough, man. 1911. Yeah, Meat Puppet. Steve. You guys have come through and support the channel, man. I appreciate it more than you know. All right, man. Gonna shut it down. And as I always say, if the Lord doesn't return in the coming days, I look to see you here next time for some Underground World News Live. And Cash Hart, the legend. Can't thank you enough. Coming through big and support all the coffees, man. All the love, all the time. So much appreciation, man. Lost for words sometimes, man. But much love, God bless. Thank you so much. I look to be back Monday, guys. Be safe out there over the weekend. Christ is King. Praise the Most High. That's for sure. Same goes for the legendary Eon. And you guys, man, without you guys, I can't thank you enough. Much love. Much love. God bless everyone. R.I.P. Bobby Powell. I'll see you on the other side, my brother.